Hello, welcome to part 5 of the Top 100 Networking Terms series. It is designed to give you all the foundations you need. Remember to subscribe and like the video if you find it helpful, because it really motivates me to create more materials. Alright, let's begin. Number 41, MTU. MTU stands for Maximum Transmission Unit. As the name suggests, it defines the largest size of a data packet, and on Ethernet the standard MTU is 1500 bytes. If a packet is bigger than this limit, it may need to be fragmented into smaller pieces. Number 42, Bandwidth. Bandwidth is the maximum amount of data that can be transferred over a network link per second. It's typically measured in megabits per second or gigabits per second. So basically, to differentiate it from our previous term, MTU describes how large a single packet can be, and bandwidth describes how fast data can be sent. MTU is about size, and bandwidth is about speed. Number 43, Throughput. Throughput is the actual real-world speed at which data can be transferred over the network. While our previous term, bandwidth, represents theoretical potential performance, throughput is what you actually get in practice. The reason for this difference is, for example, network congestion, packet loss, and other factors. Number 44, Unicast. Unicast is a one-to-one communication. It is when data is sent from one specific sender to one specific receiver using a specific destination IP or MAC address. This is the most common type of traffic, like when you browse a website or download a file. Number 45, Broadcast. Broadcast is a one-to-all communication. The data is sent to every device on the local network, and a common example of using broadcast communication is ARP, which we discussed in part 4 of this series. And I also have a separate video about ARP itself, so make sure to watch it if you want to understand it better. Number 46, Multicast. Multicast is a one-to-many communication. Data is sent to a specific group of devices that have joined that multicast group. It's efficient for things like streaming live video to many employees in an office at once, and it's also very common for routing protocols, for example OSPF, which sends updates to other routers using multicast. And by the way, there are even more communication types. If you're curious and want to learn more, check out my X account where I explain all of them. You'll find everything in one place, and I also post a lot of other valuable content there that you won't find on my YouTube. Number 47, STP. STP stands for Spanning Tree Protocol, and it's used by switches to prevent loops. So it's a layer 2 protocol. So, for example, if you accidentally plug two cables between the same switches, it creates a loop that can crash the network. The loop is there because there are two paths for the same traffic. STP detects this and automatically blocks one of the paths to keep the network safe. Otherwise, the data would keep going around in circles endlessly. Number 48, VLAN. VLAN stands for Virtual Local Area Network. Remember what is a LAN? So now we take that LAN, Local Area Network, and VLAN allows us to logically divide it into groups. So even though all the devices are connected to one switch, which handles the local network, they can be still separated in different groups. And this is very commonly used in the companies and also very useful. So for example, we can have VLAN 10 with computers, VLAN 20 with mobile phones, VLAN 30 with printers, and so on. And you can of course choose any numbers. It doesn't have to be 10, 20, 30 like in our example, it can be anything. And the most important thing to remember here is that the devices in different VLANs cannot talk to each other by default. So for example, a computer from VLAN 10 cannot reach printer from VLAN 30 unless there is a router between them. This is really good for security. And it's a little bit like having multiple virtual switches inside one physical switch. Number 49, trunk port. So now let's say we have two switches and we created multiple VLANs on both of them. Switch 1 has VLAN 10 and VLAN 20, and switch 2 has also VLAN 10 and VLAN 20. If we connect those switches using a regular switch port configured for a single VLAN, it will only carry traffic from that one VLAN. So we use something called a trunk port. It's just a switch port that can carry traffic from multiple VLANs over a single cable. It has to be configured on a switch. Number 50, access port. So we discussed the trunk port. For contrast, a port that works with one VLAN is called an access port. It belongs to one single VLAN and carries traffic for only that one VLAN. So trunk port works with multiple VLANs and access port works with only one VLAN. Alright, that's it for now. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in part 6.